And good morning. It is Tuesday, the 19th of March. WGTV Today. I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kim Best. Good Tuesday morning. Glad to have you with us.
Glad to have you with us today. Big show coming up today.
Yes.
We have, what do we have? The Paramount Theater today?
We do. We have Sherry Archibald here with us, sharing information about what's coming the rest of the month of March and early April. And lots of exciting things. You don't want to miss that. Let's see. We also have, oh, that's right. We have Hal Tanner. I believe we have Hal Tanner III here.
We do.
He is from Goldsboro News Argus, of course, but he is here to talk about a legislative breakfast. It's called Eggs and Issues, and I believe Dr. Ed Wilson is with him.
I think, in fact, Hal and that's right, Dr. Ed Wilson, they were both here, and they were talking about the legislative breakfast that's coming up at the chamber there.
That's right.
Dancing Stars.
Dancing Stars of Wayne County. That's right. We have two of our stars with us. Yep. Can't wait to hear about that.
All right, let's see what all's going on.
Yes, what have we got?
We have this. And
yes, we do.
We can't read that right now.
Oh, okay.
So that's,
well, I tell you what we do have. There's a Scout Day happening at the Cliffs of the Noose.
Oh, okay.
A Scout Day. It says, calling all Cub Scouts and Junior Girl Scouts. Join a ranger for a fun afternoon of navigation in the park. During the program, Scouts will learn either their Cub Scout map and compass, loop and pin, I guess that's for a badge, or their Junior Girl Scout Finding Your Way badge. We will both be indoors and outdoors, so plan accordingly. We will have some compasses on hand. However, if Scouts have their own, you can certainly bring them with you. Pre-registration is required for this program. Call 919-778-6234 and meet at the Visitor Center. That is Saturday, March the 23rd. It starts at 2 o'clock p.m. That's great.
That is great.
Scout Day at Cliffs of the Noose.
Love it. You know, I once started to read a compass.
Didn't work so well?
Well, I decided to wait for the movie.
Well, there you go.
Today is the 19th of the month of March. It is this day when Elvis put a down payment on his new home in Memphis.
Have you ever been there?
I have never been to Graceland. Always wanted to go. I've got a cousin that lives near there.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, I have never been either, but my husband and a couple of his friends have been. Yeah. And I'm sure in its day it was fabulous and it was over the top and it was very much Elvis.
Very much.
Now, not so much.
Not so much.
Well, I mean, think about it. How many years has it been since he, you know, bought the house, decorated the house?
Well, it was.
It's a little bit.
1957.
Little bit out of date. Not as large as one might think. Not as overwhelmingly beautiful, gorgeous, fantastic as you might think. Michael was a little disappointed.
Oh, that's too bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry, Michael. But seriously, I mean, it was one of those things, you're expecting all these grandiose things, and he said, I just didn't get that.
Well,
but it may have been in his time.
1957
exactly.
is what we're talking about.
Exactly. So put yourself back in that time frame.
You know, everybody was always trying to get in to see Elvis and talk to Elvis. One of the people that climbed the fence, well, there's been a couple of them, in fact. One of them that climbed the fence was a young guy by the name of Springsteen. Before he became, Springsteen.
Oh, that's...
Yeah, Springsteen, the boss.
Bruce. Yeah, it's Springfield and Springsteen.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rick and Bruce.
Yeah, that's right.
Just confused you for a moment.
Happens a lot.
I'm sure.
But, yeah, Springsteen tried to get in to see Elvis. He didn't get very far. And who else was it?
Was he caught by a bodyguard or somebody?
He was. They just took him and threw him out because he wasn't famous by then, you know. And there was another one as well who had been drinking a bit too much, and he tried to get in as well. And he was well known at the time.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then there's the story about, well, never mind. I won't go there because that's, anyway.
That's for a different day.
That was, he made a down payment on what became Graceland this day, 1957. Hollywood's first Academy Awards were telecast this day, 1953.
Really? 53. Okay.
Not all that long ago.
Not really.
Not really. Not when you consider. On this day, the year was 1865, and it happened very near Goldsboro.
What happened?
1865, when rebels failed to stop the Yankees at the Battle of Bentonville.
Yes.
The Battle of Bentonville, this day, 1865. And that was a big, believe it or not, that was a big battle. That was a big battle. Several thousands on both sides. 19,000 Union troops, and I think it was 17,000 rebel troops. The rebels held them off for a little while. In fact, the rebels attacked and had the upper hand for a short while, but then the Union troops, reinforcements came and to assist General Sherman, and they ended up, the rebels lost the battle of Bentonville this day, or that started on this day, 1865. All right? All right.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, that's all.
Well, we have a tremendous amount of military, like you said, history in eastern North Carolina anyway.
Oh, yeah.
It's just phenomenal how much history we have here.
We do, and in fact, back when I was in another lifetime, I was traveling throughout the state, and I had a corporate representative with me, a manufacturer's rep with me, and we were traveling eastern North Carolina, and he was from Canada.
Oh, wow. This was new territory for him.
This was new territory, but he was a Civil War buff. And when we rode through the Bentonville area, he had to stop. He had to stop, and this is a guy from Canada now who wanted to stop and see where the Battle of Bentonville took place.
Well, you know, that's important. I mean, you know, and we may take it a little for granted because we live so near and we see things on a regular basis if we so choose, but think about those people that don't live in this area.
That's right.
That it means a lot to be able to come and take pictures and think about and observe.
That's right. I love it. I just love it. Okay, also, let's see. I failed to mention yesterday was the anniversary of when Studebaker declared bankruptcy.
Wow.
They declared bankruptcy.
What year?
1933. Now, they didn't go out of business until 1966, so you're asking yourself, well, how did they do that? They declared bankruptcy. See, declaring bankruptcy doesn't mean you close the doors. Declaring bankruptcy, particularly for an automobile manufacturer, doesn't mean you're going to shut down and close the doors. It means you're going to reorganize.
Right.
All right, and that's what happened to Studebaker this day in 1933. Now, the guy that was running the company wasn't doing a very good job, but it was taken over and kind of had a resurgence of popularity. And they had some. They made automobiles that were, many of them were way ahead of their time. But it's quite an interesting story. If you ever get a chance to hear about Studebaker, if you're a car aficionado, and I know Michael is.
Oh, yes.
If you know about Studebaker, it's a fascinating story.
Well, he loves old cars, and he used to collect them. I don't remember what kind they were because, you know, that just wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
But I know he had quite a few that he wanted a little extra garage so he could park them in there and keep them really safe. And people are funny about those cars. I mean, they want to make sure they're in tip-top condition, and you only get them out to ride occasionally, and you know, I mean, it is a car.
Well, yeah, you have to ride them, but and I'm with Michael on that. I mean,
you're a car buff too.
Oh, I love old cars. Right there with you. And one of the best-known antique collectors, one of the most famous ones right now, is Jay Leno.
Exactly. Oh my goodness, I'd love to know how many he has.
Tons.
And motorcycles.
And
he has both.
He has tons. And in fact, he has mechanics that do nothing but work for him and keep their old cars in good shape.
What's the kind with the little seat in the back?
The rumble seat?
Yeah. Was it a Model T?
There was a Model A that had the rumble seat, and there was a couple of them that had rumble seats.
Michael had one of those. I just don't remember which one it was. I'll find out, but it was really cool.
Yeah.
Let's see, Founders Cup Golf Tournament coming up Friday, April 26th. A lot of people having golf tournaments. It's at Walnut Creek Country Club. A shotgun start at 8 o'clock a.m. and at 1 o'clock p.m. They have a Super Bowl foursome. The list goes on and on. There's a drawing for a 30-day free membership to Walnut Creek Country Club. It's all kinds of things. It's going to be catered by Highway 55, burgers, shakes, and fries. Lots of things happening. This is all for United Way of Wayne County. If you want to register or find out additional information, you can go to 735, can't see that?
Oh, 3591.
3591,
yeah, that's
of course.
United Way.
Yes, it is, United Way of Wayne County.
735-3591.
Friday, April 26th.
There you go. And just in case that's not familiar to you, some people may not know yet that Highway 55 is
the old Andes.
The old Andes, that's right.
That's right.
And man, are they good.
Yes, it is. Woo. Yes, it is.
Birthdays today include Bruce Willis. Bruno is 57 today.
I saw Bruce Willis in New York.
Did you?
Walked right by him.
Did you really?
Sure did.
Did he have his hairpiece on?
No.
Oh, okay.
Did not. It was pouring down rain. He walked right by me, and he was with a young lady, and walked right by me. And I turned to whoever was with me and said, "Is that Bruce Willis?" And actually, it was my daughter. And she said, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, really?" She said, "Calm down, Mom. We see that every day."
Okay.
I guess in New York, it's just a normalcy.
Well,
and you have to act like it's not a big deal.
Oh, you have to act like it's not
no big deal. That was just Bruce Willis. Who cares?
Just Bruno. But you know, and like him or not, some people don't like Bruce Willis because of his lifestyle. He's a little over the top, a little bit, you know, he kind of does, he a beat of a different drummer and all that stuff.
Yes.
I happen to like Bruce Willis. He's just a really good actor.
Oh, yeah.
He's a very good actor. And
there you go.
There you go.
Lobster Fest coming up.
Oh, man.
Lobster Fest for the Partnership for Children of Wayne County coming up. Let's see. I believe it's on Friday, March the 3rd. It's always the first Friday in May. The partnership will be hosting this 9th annual Lobster and Shrimp Fest. It raises funds for the partnership projects. There's a long list of projects. They give scholarships to child care providers, parent training, professional development, and the list goes on and on and on. They use this to promote the welfare of early education for our youngest citizens. And that's actually from birth to age 5. All these funds go back to help the youngest in our community. The funds all stay right here in Wayne County.
Okay, yeah.
They raise a good amount of money every year to give back to our community and for the people that take care of our youth and our youngest. So if you want to have a good lobster, they're actually the freshest. I mean, I'm telling you, they take them out of the water in Maine.
Oh, boy.
Put them on an airplane, fly them here. We have them the very next day, and they are fabulous. The shrimp is great also. I highly recommend it.
I love it.
So help the Partnership for Children here of Wayne County. You can go to their website, pfcw.org, find out additional information, or you can give them a call at 919-735-3371. I suggest you hit 0.
PFCW.
Partnership for Children Wayne.
Oh.
There you go.
PFCW, Partnership for Children Wayne. Oh, okay. Got it.
Got it.
All right, where do we start?
Oh, let's see. We start with the Paramount Theater.
The Paramount Theater?
Yes. We're going to see what Sherry Archibald has to say, and you don't want to miss it because there's many things happening at the Paramount this month, and they're great. Let's see. Then we have the Chamber of Commerce, which is, of course, we talked about earlier. That's Helltender the 3rd, and Dr. Ed Wilson talking about the legislative breakfast coming up. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Wayne Goldsboro Television. Joining me today is Sherry Archibald of the Paramount Theater, downtown Goldsboro. Welcome.
Good morning, Kim.
Well, you all are just so busy. I've been to so many events recently at the Paramount and love each and every one of them.
We have been busy. I love February, booked every day. I love March, booked every day. I think there's a couple spotted dates open in April. And May is the same.
That is
so
awesome.
It's just definitely the season.
It is the season of events and activities at the Paramount. Well, tell us what's happening coming up really soon.
Well, very soon, the weekend of the 22nd, which is the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th of March, is the second weekend of Dance for Christ. And I would imagine that lots of our viewers have maybe seen it for the first weekend or seen it in years past and will want to come back again.
And this year is a little different.
It is, and actually was really exciting last weekend, which was the weekend of the 15th, because we had Carmen, the Christian music singer, to attend and perform, and was a sellout for every single one of the 4 shows.
I'm sure.
In fact, amazing. They typically have a sellout at least 1 to 2 of the 4 shows in the weekend, but 2 weeks out, even beforehand.
Already sold out.
Sold out. So yes, definitely. It's one of those catch-22s because you're so excited to have a sellout, especially even before the show. But when people call, you just feel so bad because you want everyone to see it. So.
And that is absolutely one of those events. If you've not seen it, it's hard to explain.
It is.
But it's one of those, once you've seen it one time, you have such an appreciation for what those dancers do and the stories that they're telling.
It's so hard to explain how extraordinary it is. And speaking with Patricia Warren, who is the one who came up with this wonderful idea and ministry, as she would say.
And she's from where?
She is from here. She's right here from Goldsboro, of course.
Artistic Dance Company.
Artistic Dance, yes. And she came up with Dance for Christ as the separate dance event and ministry. It's been about 13 years ago. And it came out of her bout with cancer. She had breast cancer, and so in doing so, she created this ministry, and she has, of course, elaborated on it every year. And the most amazing thing about last weekend, is that a lot of the songs and the numbers in this performance are from Carmen, because this particular Christian music artist doesn't do contemporary music. He doesn't do what you would necessarily think of as just praise and worship. He is across the board genre. I mean, anywhere from rap to praise and worship, just telling a story. Every one of his songs tells stories. And so he does a wonderful job, and that's why she has used him so much each and every year.
Because it is so unique.
It is, and because she's telling a story. So she definitely utilizes a lot of his music ministry. And so for him to be coming and viewing this performance and singing and participating, she was absolutely amazed and astonished and blown away, just so excited about it. But one of the things that I love too, you know, I want to shout to the world about it. I'm so excited about it for her, and so is she. But she doesn't want to take away from the meaning of what this event is to her, and it is about spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ, and that's what she's doing. So she does a wonderful job with this, and if you have not seen it, I would encourage you. Definitely.
Well, we saw, and I've talked about this several times, saw a small little piece of it at the Paramount Gala recently, and I was blown away.
So was everyone.
You know, Patricia is so creative. You never know what she's going to come up with next. And the Adam and Eve scene and all the animals is, oh my, it's breathtaking. That's the only thing that I can say. It is breathtaking. That's one little scene out of an entire production.
Well, you do feel like it is Lion King.
You do. You feel like you're at the Lion King on Broadway in New York, but it's a different feel. It's a very reverent feel.
It is.
It really is. The whole, and at the Paramount, at the gala that we were at, you know, of course, every scene was very different. Every song that was sung or whatever was happening was very different. But when that one took place, the entire place was as quiet as a mouse, and everyone was just engaged in everything that was happening. We don't want to give away all the little extras and special things that happened, but what a great, great event coming up. You don't want to miss it if you have not seen it.
And last weekend, of course, was wonderful having Carmen, but this weekend will be equally as emotional and exciting and just very fascinating when you see the work that she does. So.
And these are local dancers. That's the thing we want to make sure that we're sharing is the people that are in Dance for Christ are students. They're people that live right here in our community.
And going on to be students in universities and teaching in other cities, because they do work very hard and they're very talented. So it's very exciting. It is the weekend. It's the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, and it's 4 performances. Friday night at 7, and then Saturday 1:30 and 7, and then on Sunday, which tends to be one of the larger ones, at 3 o'clock. And we are selling tickets, you know, really quickly there too. So I would encourage you, if you're interested in coming, to call. And it's so affordable. She is doing this as a ministry. So $8 on Saturday for military and seniors, and then $10 for anyone else, and then $10 for the other tickets too.
Great.
Because that $8 special is just for the matinee on Saturday.
Oh, just for the matinee.
Yeah.
Okay.
So $10, you really can't beat that, and it's a great family event to go to.
It certainly is. It certainly is. Okay, what's after that? Because I know you have events just backed up, one right after the next.
We do, and I will say with Dance for Christ, you can purchase your tickets at the box office at the Paramount Theater. So it's GoldsboroParamount.com, or you can call us at 583-8432. Coming up next, right after that, again, we've been booked every day, so the next thing that we have going on is Animals in Wonderland, which you might know a little bit about.
Oh, yes. What an interesting show that's going to be.
It is. And, well, whenever you have Chips Whirling involved, it's going to be interesting
Creative and unique. That's right.
And, well, first of all, I will say that this is an event that is being put on, and the funds are going to the Humane Society. So, certainly a worthy cause. But Chip, Dr. Swirling, really had a vision of doing something a little unique, kind of copying a little bit of Alice in Wonderland. You'll certainly see some of those things from Alice in Wonderland, but it's also very unique to his own style and and what he's thinking about it and seeing. And you know, it's going to be one of those events that I think children are going to have a good time and they're going to identify with, but also adults. There's a lot of political satire
and adult humor. Oh yes, and Chip has taken the Alice in Wonderland story and rewritten it to make it his own about our community.
Yeah, he's got a lot of exciting and interesting prospects happening with this too. I certainly would encourage folks to come and see, because he always gets woven into these wonderful connections throughout our country, not just our community.
Right.
So I would certainly encourage people to come to see that too. So wonderful job. That is on March the 30th, and it's actually 2 performances. And then tickets are available at the Paramount Theater box office for that too, but it is at 2 o'clock and at 7 o'clock. Excuse me, 7:30.
And all the proceeds is for animals right here in our community. It certainly
so
is.
there's lots of volunteers, local members of our community, very close members that maybe all of you have seen a couple of those members right here in the studio. So,
well, we've already shared with them a little bit about that yes, Wayne and I both are in the show. You'll know almost everybody in the show because it's local people. Yeah. Local people and lots of animal costumes, might I add.
And I can't wait to see what these costumes look like because, again, if you're working with Chip Swirling, they're going to be very creative.
Yes,
they're going to be fun.
Absolutely. But it's for a great cause, and we really do want to ask the community to come out and enjoy and support Animals in Wonderland.
And the matinee during the day, they have a wonderful opportunity for if you buy an adult ticket, then you can get a children's ticket for free. So you definitely want to look into that and bring the kids. Like I said, it's something for everyone.
And I believe after talking with Dr. Zwirling recently, there's going to be activities that are taking place all day that day in Cornerstone Commons.
Yes.
So starting that morning, there'll be a place set up where you can have pictures made with your animals. You can your children can wear their Easter outfits. Easter bunnies will be there. Live bunnies will be there.
Fun.
Yeah, there's all kinds of fun activities that will be taking place starting at 11 o'clock that day, March 30th.
March 30th.
Right at Cornerstone Commons.
Folks need to mark their calendars and just plan to hang out downtown on March the 30th.
That's exactly right.
So there'll be lots of fun things to do and bring the kids. Get a lot of wonderful photo opportunities, it sounds
goodness,
like.
yes. Oh, yes.
Good.
So Animals in Wonderland rolls out of the Paramount.
Yes.
Who rolls in?
And then the next weekend, what we have coming up is with Wayne Community Concerts. They have their event, which is called It Takes Two. Wayne Community Concerts basically has a series. They've been more than 50 years. They've been providing quality entertainment for our community.
Yes, they have.
And we're while they do a wonderful job, we're not unique in that communities all over the country have these community concerts. And so to be part of that at a very reasonable price, it's like $55 for 5 shows. So it's very reasonable, but quality entertainment. So we're looking forward to that because it will be with Lauren Kennedy and also with Alan Campbell. That will be a wonderful
They themselves are absolutely fabulous. I know them personally and have worked with them, and my daughter's worked with them in years past. And Lauren and her husband Alan have been on Broadway. They have done big shows in New York. They are a big deal to be in Goldsboro. All you have to do is Google them a little bit and you'll find out, or look them up on the internet and you'll find out all kinds of details about what they've done and how many shows they produce themselves in Raleigh. Yeah, you want to see them.
And like I said, this is part of Wayne Community Concerts. I would encourage folks to look up their website, which is WayneCommunityConcerts.com, and find out more about what they offer because this is the last show, I believe, in their series. So they'll be looking into they're already booking things for the next year. And so you'll have an opportunity to sign up and get involved and be able to $55 for 5 performances.
Season. That's great.
So just like our series, they have quality entertainment from professional performers that are traveling all over the world to come right here to our community.
Exactly.
So one more way for us to provide that quality entertainment, that local and professional artists that really add to the flavor of our community.
That's a great combination.
Absolutely. And then coming up, we also have Jazz at the Paramount. And I'm excited about this because we've got a community partnership with, actually the lady who's bringing this is bringing a jazz and vocal ensemble from the North Carolina Central University.
Wonderful.
So this is going to be very fascinating. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, that's something new for us, isn't it?
She has been thinking about this. Barbara McKenzie is her name, something she's been wanting to do for a little while. And she's working very hard, and so it's going to be a tremendous
And what date is
asset
that?
for us. It is on April the 7th.
April the 7th, okay.
So we're looking forward to that event. And of course, you've probably seen all over town, I hope, one of our shows that's coming up in the series, which is Shauna Tucker.
Oh, yes.
On April the 12th, a jazz celloist, and so engaging. I've seen her on the stage. She's just, she's delightful. She's radiant. And just really draws in the audience. So I'm excited about having her. She's actually performing in Vegas right now, so we're excited to have her back here in North Carolina, and she's traveling and booking through different places in North Carolina for a few months, and then she'll be heading back to Vegas.
Well, if anybody wants to find out what's going on, because believe me, every weekend something's going on at the Paramount, especially in the spring and summertime. So if they want to find out, where do they go to get your calendar of events and some details?
Right on our website, and we do have, I mean, you might see something like a little card like this throughout the community, but really, and we have posters, but because the calendar changes so much, we really can't print those but a couple times a year, or we'd be printing them every month. But definitely, I would encourage people to go to our website, which is goldsboroparamount.com. Everything on there stays up to date. The city's IT department is wonderful for us, and so as soon as we have a change, we put it on our website very quickly, whether it's a cancellation, which happens every once in a while, or whether it's a new event that's been added. So goldsboroparamount.com, or if there's questions, they can call us at 583-8432.
That's wonderful. You know, we are just so blessed to have such a great theater here in our community, and activities happening all the time.
We are.
And so if you're interested in finding out more information about what's happening at the Paramount, ticket prices, other details, visit the website. You can get your details there or give them a call. Thanks for being in the studio today and giving us an update. And that's what's happening at the Paramount Theater. Welcome back to Wayne Goldsboro Television. Glad you're with us today. I hope you're planning to attend some of the events that are happening at the Paramount Theater. As you just heard, Sherry Archibald gave us a long list of very unique and very different events.
I'll tell you what, I love the Paramount, and something is always going on.
Every weekend. Every weekend they are booked. It is fantastic.
But and it's not just booked, but it's great entertainment.
Oh yeah.
Always great entertainment.
And it's not only people from our community, which of course we want you to, to encourage you to go see things, but it's people coming from all over the state that are visiting our Paramount Theater and enjoying the different things that are happening there, because they're all different.
That's right.
From a symphony to local productions of community people. Most of them, well, many of them being fundraisers for various things, but not always.
All right, Ursula Andress is having a birthday today.
Who is Ursula?
Ursula Andress was an actress, or is an actress. She's 79 years today. She was a very sultry, slinky actress, very lovely lady. She was in Dr. No. That was one of James Bond's movies, one of the James Bond movies, 1962. But she's done so many other things. Ursula Andress, 76 today, not 79.
Yeah, give her those. She'll need those extra years.
Okay, no, not at all. This is the anniversary of the birth of one Wyatt Earp.
Oh, really?
Born this day, 1848. If he'd lived, he'd be 165 years today. Yeah, how about that? But anyway, he didn't. He died in 1929, believe it or not. He lived a long life, considering the line of work he was in. Also a birthday today for Josie Lauren, 25 years of age, budding actress known as Kaylee Cruz in the TV series Make It or Break It, ABC Family series Make It or Break It.
Yep, seen that.
Renee Taylor, 79. She was on Broadway, comedic roles such as Fran Drescher's outspoken mother.
Yes.
I love this lady.
She is funny.
She is funny. And who's her husband? Joe Bologna. Renee Taylor, she's 79 today. Rachel Blanchard's 36. She plays Cher Horowitz on the TV series Clueless.
Okay. I've seen that.
Patrick McGowan is not living any longer, but he was on TV's Secret Agent. Very tall, good-looking British guy. Did a lot of Columbo. Always played a bad guy. Had that voice. I mean, he had a booming voice. Great. Patrick McGowan. Birthday today for David Livingstone. He was the guy who inspired, who was in Africa when Mr. Stanley went looking for him. He was missing. Everybody thought he had died because he said, "I'm going to go to Africa and find out where the Nile starts."
Okay.
This is in the early 1800s. I'm going to go to Africa and find out where the Nile starts. So he went to Africa. He said, "I'll be back in a couple of years." Well, 6 years later, he was still not back. They thought he was dead. They sent a guy named Stanley after him. The New York Times hired this guy Stanley and said, "Go find him. See if he's dead. Bring back proof." Did they find him,
I guess?
He found him.
What was he doing?
He was alive. He was taking care of people.
He just decided to stay.
He decided to stay. He was not getting along.
He was a doctor?
The doctor.
Oh,
he was a doctor. He was not doing very well himself, health-wise. He died soon after that. But he was born this day, 1813. Stanley, a very famous line. Dr. Livingston, I presume, was the line that was delivered, and that became famous.
It really has.
My source said that Fred Berry is still living, but he's not.
Your source is wrong.
the source is wrong. Fred Berry played rerun on the TV show What's Happening and What's Happening Now.
I used to watch that all the time.
You know, he was a break dancer.
Yes.
He was a break dancer, and he was with a group, I can't remember the name of the group, but he was a break dancer, and they were very popular on the TV show Soul Train.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then he went on to have his own thing, and he always wore that red beret.
Yes, he
Even
did.
in private life, he wore that red
beret. Did he really?
Yeah.
So that was his his
thing.
signature look.
That was his signature look, that's right.
Wow.
All right. Who else is having, well, that's it for birthdays.
All right, well, happy birthday to you all.
Happy.
Business After Hours happening, let's see, Thursday, March the 21st, 5:30 to 7 p.m. at Seeger's Fence Company. This is a great time for you to go and make contacts and talk with different people within the community. Let's see, it is sponsored by, of course, the Chamber of Commerce here in Wayne County. Business After Hours this Thursday. Love to have you there.
I had a trivia question. I can't remember what it was now.
The trivia slipped your brain?
My poor feeble brain has lost its trivia question for today. We'll have it tomorrow.
All righty, let's see. I believe it's time for us to go to what, Wayne? The chamber, I believe.
Oh, yes. We're going to go hear now from Dr. Ed Wilson and Hal Tanner III, who are here to tell us all about the legislative breakfast sponsored by the Chamber.
Good morning and welcome to Wayne Goldsboro Television. This morning we're here to talk about something special. It's called Eggs and Issues. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm great. Would you tell the community who you are?
I'm Ed Wilson, Interim Executive Director of the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce.
I'm Hal Tanner, publisher of the Goldsboro News-Argus, and I serve on the board of the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce.
Wonderful. Glad to have you here this morning.
Thank you.
Well, let's share what Eggs and Issues is all about. Who wants to take that role?
Well, I guess I will. As one of the sponsors
yes.
Of the event. What we are trying to do basically is give the community an opportunity to come in and listen to some of their representatives. I believe we have 4 out of the 5 coming who represent Wayne County. Listen to those representatives talk to us about what their priorities are this legislative session, what they see coming down the road, and then basically to answer some questions from the audience and to really give some feedback to the community. So it's an opportunity for everyone to interface with their representatives and let them know what's on their mind as well.
Exactly. So this is a breakfast that is going to be held where, Ed?
At Lane Tree Country Club. It starts at 7:45. Should be finished by 9:30. We encourage people to come. Obviously, you need to register for it at the chamber. I believe it's $15 for chamber members and $20 for non-members, which means that the general public is welcome to come to that particular event. Hal was a little bit modest because he also chairs our Governmental Affairs Committee, which is very important. We believe, as the chamber, we believe that having our small businesses represented both in Raleigh and Washington is very important these days, particularly with the changing climates of who's in charge at this particular point in time.
Right. Well, we want to remind everybody it is taking place on Friday, March the 22nd. So if you're interested in participating, get your information sent to the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce. $15 for members, $20 for non-members. Everyone is invited to do so.
Right.
Well, tell me more about the procedure. How are things going to take place on that day?
Well, it's a buffet breakfast, of course, and as soon as our legislators go through and get something to eat, we'll start out with allowing them to make some opening comments. We want them to say what their impressions are at the beginning of the session, what they what they think the highest priorities are for the session, and then obviously try to respond to questions. We want them to emphasize what impacts potential legislation might have on Wayne County.
Well, how does the community interact with our legislators for this particular event? Can they email questions in, or do they ask them that day? How's that going to work?
Yes, that can be done both. Number one, please call the chamber or email the chamber, and the number is 919-734-2241. Call, make your reservations, and if you have questions, if you list those. If you come to the event, We'll ask you to write out your questions. I don't want to duplicate things in terms of doing that. So it worked out fine. We had we have kind of a legislative set of events. We start out this past year with a candidates forum. Then with our legislators, and that's the same group. We ask them to come in now or before the session and talk about what issues are involved. And then at the end of the session, we have a closeout where we talk about the session. Again, the interaction is there as well.
So this is really the perfect opportunity for the community to come, see and hear what our legislators have on their mind. What is happening? What are the hot topics right now for our community as well as across the state?
Right, exactly.
And also, it's kind of unique that we have some new legislators. This is their first time. They're freshman legislators.
Absolutely.
So this is sort of new to hear what they've got to say and hear what their opinions are about things.
We did get to hear from John Bell and from Jimmy Dixon at the candidates forum, which we held at Wayne Community College in the auditorium there, and they did a good job enumerating some of their priorities and talking about where they'd like to see us go as a community and as a state. And so now that they've kind of gotten their feet wet a little bit in the legislature and they're kind of learning the ropes, it'll be very interesting to get feedback from them on how they feel they're doing as freshmen and to see maybe what we can do as a community to support them. But this is a very popular event. We have held several of these, as Ed was mentioning a moment ago, and they're very popular. The breakfast at Lane Tree is super.
Yes, it is.
So I would encourage your listeners to really sign up early and to call the chamber and buy those tickets, make your reservations. Again, submit the questions, because it's very often that we have a full house. So it's a great opportunity.
It is, and I've been many times, and it is a wonderful opportunity to see firsthand what their thoughts are, how they're interacting with one another. A little bit of feedback about now that we have these new legislators that, like you had said, Hal, that have already been up there now, sort of gotten their feet wet, and let's sort of see how they're feeling about things and how things are moving in the near future.
Right, exactly, yeah. We really do feel like it's important from the chamber, our chamber board, to make sure that our citizens know what's going on in the legislature and give them a direct impact with our legislators in this particular format. We really feel good about that, and we certainly, as Hal said, we've had standing room only crowds from our last events, and we hope people will sign up early to be there.
Well, the Chamber is very good about organizing these events and making sure that our community is aware of, number one, who our legislators are, that they are available to you, that they encourage and want your feedback and you to give them direction, not just any certain people, but everybody is welcome in our community to talk with the legislators. So this is a perfect opportunity.
This is a wonderful opportunity, and of course they're in session Monday night through Thursday, and so this is an opportunity for them to come back home and also to have a direct interaction. And usually when it's over, the event's over, they hang around for a while. So if anybody wants to come up and talk to them about specific legislation, that's always possible.
Wonderful.
And Kim, I might add, businesses around Wayne County get involved with the Chamber of Commerce for many reasons, all of which are very good. We've chosen to sponsor this with the Chamber of Commerce because as a newspaper, we feel like we are one of the conduits to our legislators and to the issues at hand. But by partnering with the Chamber, it's kind of the best of both worlds. The Chamber has a unique ability to bring people together, acting as representatives of the business community and the community as a whole. So when they call the legislators and say, hey, we'd like to coordinate this with you, love to invite you down, let's touch base with everybody, get everybody together and have that conversation that is so important. The Chamber is uniquely qualified to do that, and that's why we wanted to partner with them. And as a board member, I see all the many good things that the Chamber does. So I would also like to put a plug in for all businesses to join the Chamber and take advantage of all the different programs that they have to offer. So it's another opportunity for the Chamber of Commerce to showcase just what a valuable asset it is to Wayne County.
Absolutely. So. And you know, numbers are strong.
Yes.
And the more businesses that we have and individuals that we have to come and join the Chamber of Commerce, the stronger we are.
Absolutely.
We're one big unit.
Right.
Well, we're having Stacy come on soon from the Chamber, and she's going to be sharing all about these new exciting things that are happening with the Chamber for new members. Right. So that's coming up real soon, so everybody stay tuned. But one more time, let's give them the date. Friday, March the 22nd, 7:45, be at Lane Tree Golf Course in the clubhouse for breakfast. And I tell you, you need to get your information in now, get registered, because it could be standing room only. We're hoping so.
Right.
We're expecting good things, and this is a perfect opportunity for you to get to know your local legislators, and as they represent you and hear what they've got to say is going on in Raleigh.
Great.
All right, thank you guys so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
We'll have you back here soon.
All right, thank you very much,
This
Kim.
is what's happening in your community. Welcome back to Wayne Goldsboro Television. Joining me today, I have some of Wayne County's stars. They are dancing stars of Wayne County, which is a treat to have on the set today. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
We have Charlie Ivey, Executive Director of the Partnership for Children, who is dancing with Center Stage.
Center Stage Theater.
Exactly. We also have Susan Spengler. She is the owner of Mathnasium. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So now, who are you dancing with?
I'm with our Artistic Dance Academy.
And what they're talking about is Dancing Stars of Wayne County 2013 is shaking it up a bit. This year, things are a little different with Dancing Stars of Wayne County. We have 5 local studios that are supporting and helping and teaching all 15 of the dancers from our community. Will you guys tell me a little more details about that?
Well, each of the studios are working with 3 dancers in various combinations, and they're preparing small stage events, not necessarily dancing male, female, to present this year.
So things are going to be very different. If you've been to Stars before, this year you're in for a treat because we have changed it up a bit.
It's going to be very entertaining, very different.
Yeah, and there's going to be all age students that are going to be on the stage. So, you know, like my number that I'm dancing with, I happen to be with high school students that I'm performing with. But then we've heard there's another star that's dancing with young children. You know, so it's going to be very entertaining.
A little bit of entertainment for everybody. Now tell me where this is taking place.
Kim, this takes place at the Paramount Theater. April 19th.
April 19th, put it on your calendars. And that's a first as well.
Right.
We've been all around the community, and this year it's going to be at the Paramount Theater, April 19th. But here's the let's get a little background information first. So this is a fundraiser through the Chamber of Commerce for Wayne Education Networks. Is that correct?
Right.
Correct.
Tell us a little more about what Wayne Education Network is.
Wayne Education Network is a group that supports education in Wayne County from preschool all the way up through the community college. Representatives from the college, from the public schools, from Mount Olive College, as well as the partnership, are involved in helping promote and support education in our county.
So all the funds raised will go back to Wayne Education Network, and then they will use those funds to help promote and work on education in our community.
Right. Yeah, some of the specific things that they do is they have a middle school career fair. They have many grants for classroom projects that teachers might be doing. They try to recruit new teachers with the funds, and so just using it to improve education overall in Wayne County.
Great. Okay, so there's several things that we need to make sure we have explained. Dancing Stars of Wayne County, 15 dancers, 5 studios. They need your votes because voting is what it's all about and raising funds.
Tell them how to vote.
Tell us how to vote.
There's lots of ways to vote. One of the easiest ways to vote would be to visit wayneeducationnetwork.org and click on the Dancing Stars link. And then you can scroll down. There's going to be a listing of all the studios as well as all the stars. You can click on the one you would like to vote for. If there's several you would like to vote for, you can do that. Online, it is $10 per vote, and you can vote in $10 increments online. Otherwise, you can stop by the Wayne County Chamber and drop off your donation at that point. If you see a star, you can donate to them in any kind of monetary increment that you want to. It is a fundraiser, so it's just about who can raise the most funds for the Wayne Education Network.
That's right. It's all about raising money.
Yeah.
So the star that raises the most funds is the overall winner.
Right.
Is that correct?
Right.
That's the way it's going to work this year.
This year, there is a emphasis on the fundraising and the fun raising.
Fun,
F-U-N and F-U-N-D.
We're having a great deal of fun practicing and getting ready for the performances. As you said, the performances will be unique. Of course, the major emphasis is on the fundraising with the Wayne Educational Network to provide funds to support and advocate for education in Wayne County.
Of course.
And another big way to raise money is to purchase tickets for the event on April 19th, Friday night. It's going to be a gala event. You can show up in your evening gown and tux and should fit right in. The tickets are $75 a piece, and that does include heavy hors d'oeuvres and beverages, as well as 5 votes for you to use as you would like that evening.
So 5 votes are built into the $75 fee. Okay, wonderful. And this is taking place one more time at the Paramount Theater.
April 19th, the beginning at 6:30 with the heavy hors d'oeuvres, and about an hour from then we will put on our dancing shoes.
All right, that sounds exciting. Well, do we know, can you give us a little tidbit or heads up on what kind of different things we're going to see? I know you're dancing, of course, through Center Stage, so tell me a little about yours.
Well, there's no secret.
Don't give it away.
No, won't give it away.
Tell us a little bit.
Being with Center Stage Theater, of course, they emphasis on shows, and I have been inserted into one of their current productions.
Oh, wow.
And we'll
turning him into an actor.
Turning me into a Broadway star.
That's right.
But they have been very supportive. I have several cast members appearing with me.
Wonderful. So stay tuned for that. Well, how about you? Tell us, Susan.
I happen to be doing a number, very fast-paced, popular movie recently that I'm going to be performing, as I said, with high school seniors. Very fast-paced. If I don't die before the end of it, we'll be very,
it's a
very
good
happy
workout,
about it.
right?
But then the other guys that are at my studio, they're doing some very well-known numbers also, and it's going to be very entertaining. We've heard of dueling.
Oh yes, sword fighting.
As Susan mentioned earlier, dancing with little kids, which just sounds marvelous.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
So there are all kinds of different types of dancing going on.
So it's very interesting.
Yes.
Now, do you think we can name the 5 studios?
Oh, by all means.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, let's see if we can remember those. Tell us who they are.
Center Stage Theater, Miss Robbins Dance Academy in Mount Olive, the Goldsboro Ballet Company, Artistic Dance Academy, and a Step of Class Dance Studio.
So all local studios right here in our community that are stepping up their game and supporting our local community members, which is all, once again, to raise funds for Wayne Education Network.
That's right.
So 15 stars. Now, we're not going to name all those. You'll have to go to WayneEducationNetwork.org to see those different stars. But we've listed the studios. You can vote for the studio, or you can vote for the stars. But they need your help. They need you to vote, because the final night, once again, is April 19th.
April 19th,
Paramount
Friday.
Theater. Want to see you there, coming and supporting education for our community.
Yes.
Well, thank you all for being on the show today, and I know we'll have other dancers coming in and talking about their experiences coming up soon.
Yes.
All right, we want to see you there. Paramount Theater, once again, April 19th. You can go to either the Chamber of Commerce or Wayne Education Network to find out more details. That's what's happening with Dancing Stars of Wayne County.
And we're back on Wayne Goldsboro Television.
Wow, that was great.
It was good, and that is a great time to be able to go and hear what your legislators have to say. I've been to it several times.
The legislative breakfast. And you know, I enjoyed hearing about the Dancing Stars as well. That was good
Yeah,
too.
you know, there's 15 of those stars.
15.
They're calling them stars, and they are people just right here in our community.
Local leaders.
Local leaders that are doing this as, of course, a fundraiser for Wayne Education Network through the Chamber of Commerce. Thank you to each and every one of you stars for participating, because, you know, it's a big commitment for them.
It is a big commitment, and of course now the money is raised, goes to the Wayne Education Network,
Stays
which is
in our community.
Which is a great organization. It does stay here, and it does a lot of good work as well.
But all 15 of these stars, or these dancing stars, they all have to go and learn whatever they're showcasing, whether it's sword fighting, whether it's dancing, whether it's being in a production number of a musical theater show, whatever it is, they have to spend weeks and weeks rehearsing, preparing for this one night, this one evening, which is Friday, April 18th. So, you know, thank you to each and every one of you.
Of course, they get a lot of money for this, right?
They raise a lot of money for Wayne Education Network.
I'm just kidding.
They get no money.
The dancers get no money.
Just the satisfaction
I was just kidding.
of doing a good thing.
If you are a Civil War buff, if you enjoyed anything about the Civil War, and a lot of people followed the Civil War and do a lot of reading and studying, coming up on March 22nd, that's this Friday.
Yes, it is.
This Friday, March 22nd at 7:30 at Wayne Community College, there will be Civil War characters appearing. They will just appear.
Of course they will.
From the 1860s, they'll materialize from old books and old letters at Wayne Community College. And the foundation of Wayne Community College will present the play Civil War Voices. That will begin at 7:30 on Thursday and Friday, March 21st and 22nd. It will begin also at 3 o'clock, a 3 o'clock matinee Sunday, the 24th, in Moffett Auditorium. It's a musical production written by James R. Harris, part of the sesquicentennial, which is the 150th anniversary of the War of Northern Aggression, or the War of Southern Secession. Coming up, and for more information, call 739-7007, 739-7007.
Want to make you aware the Stony Creek Park Committee will be meeting Thursday, March 21st from 1 until 2. They're going to meet in City Hall in the Mayor's Conference Room. If you're interested in hearing what they have to say, like I said, it is from 1 until 2 p.m., Stony Creek Park Committee.
I love stringed instruments.
Do you?
I do.
What's your favorite?
Well, I don't know. I like them all. I love anything that's large.
Like the cello.
I love the cello. One of my favorite comedians was Maury Amsterdam, and that was before he died. But he played the cello. He was a concert-trained cellist. And he was so funny, but he was so talented as well. But he used the cello in his routine from time to time. But there's a cellist coming to Goldsboro.
Yes,
the name
it
is Shanna
is.
Tucker.
Yes, yes.
And
I've heard great things about her.
She plays a jazz cello, and she is outstanding from what I hear.
I hear she lights up that stage, and she really pulls her audience in to her performances.
She'll be performing at the Paramount on April 12th. April 12th. Chamber Soul Cello and songs at the Paramount sponsored by the Paramount Performing Arts Series. Shanna Tucker, April 12th at the Paramount Theater.
That's right.
Yeah, jazz cellist. Wow.
It's all kinds of exciting things happening.
Yes.
You know, we want to remind you once again, if you have events happening in your agency or a club you're a part of that you would like to share with our community, you can email it to us. Where, Wayne?
You email to wgtv@waynegov.com.
At least 2 weeks ahead of your event.
Yes, at least 2 weeks ahead of the event. And again, let me stress that this is waynegov.com. There's no .gov in there. Some people were confused about that. But it's waynegov.com. Okay, so WGTV@waynegov.com, and
that's right.
As Kim mentions, 2 weeks prior to the event. That way we can get it on in time for you.
That's exactly right. Well, Wayne, I believe that is it for the day.
We're out of time. So
we are out of time.
Every day, Monday through Friday at 7 o'clock, right?
That's exactly right, 7 o'clock a.m. And I am Kim Best. Thank you for being on WGTV today.
And I'm Wayne Alley. We'll see you again tomorrow here at 7 o'clock on WGTV Today.